It's more about like meeting people where they're at and finding the barriers that people have to going vegan or going plant-based as much as possible. So this phase is really all about just, like gathering information, like it says. So, for example, if you're like chatting with a friend at a restaurant about like animal agriculture, and your friend says like, man, I just wish restaurants had more vegan options, like that's something that you would take away from that conversation and use it in the future phases for forming an operation. So we're going to do a little skit for you guys to demonstrate what this phase can look like.
These are the Ravens. This is a new generation of animal activists, Gen Zers.
In this little skit, I am a raven. She is a raven.
But I'm like not a good raven.
And he's our friend. And bear in mind throughout this conversation, keep in mind what goes well and what doesn't go so well. All right. Man, it's really hot today.
I can't believe some people still don't believe that climate change exists.
Are you calling me a hypocrite?
Yeah, sorry about her. We just watched a documentary called Cowspiracy, and we're pretty mind blown right now.
Cowspiracy? Never heard of that one.
Apparently,
Yeah, honestly though, what riles me up more than anything about all these hypocrites running around who claim to care about the environment but keep eating animal products.
apparently, animal agriculture is one of the leading causes of climate change. And in the documentary, they said that it causes like more greenhouse gas emissions than all transportation combined. Did you know about that?
I had absolutely no idea.
Yeah, to be honest, when I went plant-based, I did it for the animals, and I had no idea about any of the environmental aspects of it till recently.
You're killing the planet by eating animals.
Okay, sorry about her. She's still pretty riled up. Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, I would go plant-based. It's just hard when I'm living with my parents. Maybe when I'm on my own, though.
Oh yeah, I get that. I got lucky because my parents, they decided to go vegan with me. And so are your parents, are they like against you going vegan?
Well, no. I don't know. I haven't asked them. Hasn't come up.
The longer you wait, the closer you get to a climate catastrophe.
Okay. Well, do you think that they would be open to it, like if they knew the facts?
I mean, maybe. It's just that my dad tried cooking tofu once, and it turned out terrible, and I don't think we'd be eating any food after that.
Gotcha. Well, what if you offered to help with cooking? Because that really helped with convincing my parents.
Well, maybe I could try cooking, but one, I suck at it, and two, I don't know if I want to be cooking.
I don't think the animals care whether or not you're good at cooking.
Can you just stop right now? Like, stand over there, please. Thank you.
What's her deal?
Yeah, sorry. She's still very hot-headed from watching that documentary, so she just needs a breather. So sorry, what were you saying?
I was just saying I can't cook for squat.
Well, yeah, it's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I guess I could give it a go.
Woo! Woo! We're here, Gen Zers, the Raven Vegan crew.
So we'll start with who wants to say what they felt went well in that conversation.
Can they get up or?
I think the important part is that you give them a chance to not feel threatened, because as soon as you feel threatened, then you feel that your defenses come up and you're naturally just going to bounce things off out of raw emotion. If you just allow them to stay in a place where they're able to digest the information and come up with actual rational thoughts, then that's the place where you will see change inspired.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I think the concession worked really well. Like when you said, I understand that, and relating to them in general.
Yeah.
Because it kind of like, oh, they're like me, so
Yeah.
they're not crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. One more? Do you want to? I thought I saw a hand there.
Yeah. Do you want me to come over there?
Yeah, I didn't go far.
Okay.
I felt that you were really respectful in the way you answer or asked the questions of your friend, and let him kind of come up with his own answers rather than sort of leading him to the answer that you wanted. So,
All right. Now for what did not go well. Any volunteers for that?
Oh, there she goes.
Oh.
I think what did not go so well is when people like are really trying to convince you to do something that they're not even able to do. Not super respectful or effective in my personal view. There you go.
Yeah, that was definitely something that came up. Anybody else?
Sorry.
I'm sure you wouldn't do this normally, but you pushed your friend away.
Yeah.
So maybe including your friend in the conversation, even though she was a little intense, but trying to sort of bridge that gap, you know, and have a conversation, not just push her away. So.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's like trying to make people feel more included and extend your compassion to them. Yeah. Any final thoughts or comments?
This is the Animal Rights Conference. These are the Ravens, a young group of people using a different approach.
I think it's a good idea to not be accusatory. So she just saw the documentary and her eyes were open to such a tragedy of what happens to animals, and the other person hasn't seen that information. They don't know what you've seen. So to be accusatory and say they're responsible for killing the planet, it just sounds like, hearsay, and like it's crazy.